Hey guys, it's Chriscraft here. I just wanted to give you guys a really basic talents and macros guide for hunters. And right now I'm Beast Mastery, as that is the best spec for PvP. And for my talents, I usually run with Narrow Escape. But I guess if you're going up against something with a lot of slows, you could use Post Haste, as it increases your movement speed and you're freed from like movement impairing effects. And that's for the level 15 talents. And for level 30 talents, I hate that they took away Intimidation for Beast Mastery, but I guess it was pretty fair, as we had Intimidation and Marksman didn't have an extra stun or anything. But you should still be going with Silencing Shot. I just feel that the 3-second silence is way better than the 3-second stun, especially if you're using your Shale Spider, because it DRs with the stun, and it would be just a waste. For the 45 talent slot, I'm going with Aspect of the Iron Hawk, as they buffed it, and your ranged attack power is 25% now, and I think that's a really good buff. Hopefully they don't take it away ever. And for the 60 talent, I go with Thrill of the Hunt, because you just get so many arcane shot procs. It's ridiculous. It's like I'm never running out of focus, and it's awesome. For the 75, I go with Blink Strike still. I wish they would have kept it the way it was before, but it's still way better than Link's Rush or the Murder of Crows. And for the 90, I'm going with Glaive Toss. I was going with Power Shot. It's really your preference, I'd say. But Glaive Toss, it gives you the extra slow, and it's every 15 seconds, and this one's every 45 seconds. And that's it for your talents. Moving on to glyphs. For your first glyph, you should have Glyph of Solace. And no matter what, you should have that, because you always want to be landing those traps. And for your second glyph, you can have Glyph of Explosive Shot, or Explosive Trap, I mean. That's a really good one you're going to need, and that's basically, you always use this. Sometimes I swap it out for like Master's Call. Say I'm running against a mage, and every time he has a Frostbolt on me, and it slows me in 8-second freedom. That's pretty awesome. And then for your third, it's always Animal Bond, because I mean, it's extra 10% healing for your pet and you. It's way easier on your healer, and it's just so much easier for your healer. And then for your pet, I wouldn't say it always should be cutting, but you do get Roar of Sacrifice, and your pet gets a trinket. That's really good. But in Ferocity, you do get to summon your pet back easily, and you get the rabbit. So that's, I'd say, preference, but I usually go Ferocity pet when I'm going up against a mage or another class that'll kill my pets a lot, and I'm cunning for everything else. Alright, moving on to macros. I actually have some macros in here because I ran out of room. There's a lot of macros I have. And my first macro is my Roar of Sacrifice for myself. That's over here. I have that at alt 1. And that's just my pet's ability, Roar of Sacrifice. And it just puts on myself. And then you can't be critical striked, but damage transferred to the hunter's pet. So, and you just make sure the healer knows that you have sack up. The second one is my Master Call for my party 1. And that is right here. And I have that on my, when I use Razor Naga Molten, and it's that button like right next to your left click, the higher up button. And then for my party 2, Freedom, that's my shift click for that same button. I don't use the button behind it for anything because it broke, but yeah. Alright, moving on to the next macro, it's just Roar of Sacrifice for my party 1. And that's right there, alt 2. And then for the third one is my Master Call 3. And I already showed you that. That's shift, and then the top one right next to the left click for my Naga Molten. Then this is where Sacrifice 3. That's Alt 3. And that's for my Party 2. And then right here I have an Arcane Shot, because usually I want my pet on when I'm attacking, and I'm Arcane Shotting when I'm attacking. So I just threw in a pet attack right there. It's really simple. For the next macro, it's a bullheaded macro. I just didn't really feel like keybinding here, so that's why I have the bullheaded, and it's just slash cast bullheaded. And I have that as shift, mouse wheel up, and it's right there. And then to give myself freedom, that's just mouse wheel up. And for my burst macro, it's show tooltip, tyrannical gladiator's badge of conquest. And then it's slash cast tyrannical battle gladiator's badge of conquest, slash cast blood fury, slash cast rapid fire, slash cast rabid. That's the rabid's only in there for when I have a ferocity pet. And then here I have a deterrence macro, and that's just so I can cancel my deterrence. Say like we're right about to land a kill, I need to cancel it, and then I don't normally use that, but sometimes I do, because I spam my deterrence macro button when I need to press deterrence, and that'll just cancel it right away, so that's bad for me sometimes. Right here is a focus concussive shot macro. You really need that, because say you're about to land a kill, and you just focus concussive shot the healer, and his DPS is LOS of him, and that second right there, that the difference between him getting to the DPS and not in that 1 second could get you guys a heal. I have that as shift 4, and then my 4 is my concussive shot. And this is my focus web wrap for my shell spider. And wait, let me get him out. That's right here. And I have that key binded to Naga button 6. And that is just, it web wraps my focus. Usually my focus is the healer. This is my focus scatter shot. That's usually how I'm landing most of my traps. My focus is usually the healer. And that's Naga button 5. This is my focus silencing shot. And usually it's for the healer, of course. Unless I change my focus real quick to a DPS like a warlock or something that's casting fear, and that's if he would like land that fear, that would end the game and we'd lose. So sometimes you need to swap like that and silence the warlock or the mage, depending on what you're up against, or maybe if shaman's getting a hex off. And that's my Naga button 4. And this is my focus tailspin. And wait, let me get out my fox. That is my fox special ability. And your fox twirls its tail around, kicking up an obscuring cloud of dust, causing all enemies within 10 yards to have their spellcast speed increased by 25%. That's for player targets for 30 seconds. And it's on a 10-second cooldown. So yeah, that's really good. I think really you need a fox and a shell spider. Like, those are the main two pets you need when you're playing. This is just to move my pet around, because I like to control my pet a lot where it goes. And I have that keybind to V, and that also casts dash with it. And then shift V is just to make him follow me again. And this is just my normal web wrap right on the target I'm on, and that's Naga button 3. So my focus is just right behind it at 6, 3, 6, yeah. So then here's my just normal slow from my target I'm on, and usually I'll just swap that out with my shell spider one, depending on what pet I'm using. And then this is just my growl, and that's usually for shaman's totems if like you need to land a CC and you can't. So I don't usually use that a lot, but that's Naga button 9. And these are a lot of these macros right here are for my paladin. And here's my target arena 1, and you always need your arena targets and your arena focus. Those are like top priority. and that is key binded to my Naga button 10. Target arena 2 is 11. Target arena 3 is 12. Here's my focus arena 1, 2, and 3, and that's just shift 10, shift 11, shift 12. And then right here I have a focus tranquilizing shot. I have that as shift 3, and that's just important in case, say you got a disc priest who's got just like some bubbles on himself, and you want to make a swap to him eventually, so you just want to keep those off. And remember, I said my healer, or the healer, is usually my focus. So here's my pet follow macro. So it's just shift V. I have it set to, but it's just slash pet follow. And yeah, that's about all for my macros on my hunter. I don't use a whole lot of I know some hunters that use just way too many macros. And yeah, that's about it for us today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned a lot from the video, because I know some people are really struggling with their macros and their talents. They don't know what to use. But yeah, see ya. Have a good time.